the
Yeah,
wind
there
for
shouldn't be
you.
an issue with mine just because I have a little windscreen on there. So I should be.
So I guess what we'll do today is I'll start off with just a brief statement. In fact, you guys, do we need to back up a little bit?
Yeah, that's
You know what? I was going to say we probably could close this off. But
Does someone have a light they can turn on?
Sorry, but
who's going to be Facebook Live? Anybody?
No,
Besides
I'm not
us?
Facebook
We're
Live.
gonna
but-
Facebook Live.
Sorry.
You guys going to Facebook Live as well?
I believe we are, yes.
We are?
If we can
Okay.
get it going up, yeah.
I take that back.
Should I go on that side of you? Or are you okay?
Kelly wasn't mine.
Long day. Long standoff, right?
2 days.
Oh yeah, yesterday as well.
Maybe we can
It
squeeze
happened that
in
way.
between
Here, you guys
there.
turning on your light as well?
I don't have my battery.
Okay.
So
I don't want to bump
I'll
your
get you
camera.
guys a press release when I end up going.
Okay.
Do you have a lab you can use instead?
A what?
Do we have a
Allow.
law if we want to use instead?
Just because the flag.
What about the flag?
I don't.
Suzanne, do you mind taking off the flag? Cause
Why?
it just like shows in the.
I'll keep it out of the
I
show.
do a tighter shot. I'm rolling, guys.
Ready? All right, guys, ready? Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Holcomb, H-O-L-C-O-M-B-E, Sergeant, Bakersfield Police Department, PIO. So the background of what was going on today, we have just concluded what was approximately 8-hour standoff on Glacier Canyon Court in the 5,000 block. This case started about 11:30 this morning, and it started off with the report of a robbery. A subject had reported being robbed at gunpoint at the residence in the 5,000 block of Glacier Canyon Court. Officers soon were led to this particular residence and set up on it. The suspects that had been involved in the 211 were described as an Hispanic male and a black male, armed, one of them with a firearm. They had taken the suspect, they had threatened the suspect and taken some personal property from him, including his vehicle. That vehicle has since been recovered. But as soon as officers came on scene, the the occupants that were inside the residence refused to come out. So what we had was the several-hour standoff that you guys were here to witness. At approximately 7:30-ish, 3 subjects surrendered and came out, and about an hour later, the 4th one came out. So we have 2 females and 2 males that have been detained. All 4 of them have been transported to the Bakersfield Police Department for further. Also in the residence, the officers rescued a dog, which was also taken and detained at this point. As far as the charges go, the investigation is ongoing. I don't have particulars for that. The detectives will take care of some of those answers with a later update for those questions.
Do you have any names on the suspects?
No names for release at this point, no.
And to confirm, you said there were 2 suspects, the 2 males?
Yes, at this point there was 2 of them that were involved in the robbery. There may be additional suspects involved in that offense. It's just going to take some time to figure it out.
Do you know if these 2 suspects, they specifically targeted this family, this house for a reason, or do you think it was random?
The victim to this particular robbery was at this residence. He does not live there. This residence was somewhere he was visiting.
Okay, so as of today, the 2 victims were the 2 women who were brought out first. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, there's just 1 victim in this offense, and it was a male subject earlier today, and he was robbed for his personal property and his vehicle. He's the sole victim in this case.
And then how about the 2 women that were brought out of the house then?
Again, we're going to have to figure out more on the investigation side of that regarding the occupants and what their role in this entire thing was.
And just want to clarify, the armed robbery happened in this home? No.
Yes.
Yes,
Details are that it happened, I believe it was inside the residence, yes.
Okay, that they came out of, and this standoff was?
Yes.
Okay.
So this home is somebody else's home?
I don't know who owns the house. All I know is that they were occupying it when we started this investigation.
So essentially there are like 5 key players in this. There are the 2 suspects, There is the 2 women who we don't know.
I'll interrupt you there. There could be additional more. I'm not sure. There was the 2 suspects that were initially involved in the robbery, and then there's 4 people that were surrendered out of this residence. That doesn't mean that was everybody involved.
So the person who called for the robbery, they don't live in this house? It was just this is the house where you found
He was
them?
visiting. That's correct.
We did hear some things on the scanner about, medical aid being called, about one of the last suspect who was brought out of the house had somehow slit his wrist or attempted to slit his wrist. Is there any validity to what we heard on the scanner regarding that?
I did not hear that. I am not aware of any of that information. As far as I was told, there was no injuries involved in this incident.
Okay, so just so I can kind of get this all straight in my mind, how did this, they're coming in, they're trying to rob and get all this material. Why did it at least... Alrighty then. How are they, how did it end up that they were barricading themselves in?
Again, I'm not quite sure I follow. The subject that was the victim today was visiting this residence. As the investigation led to that house, I'm not sure if those occupants were in there at the time of the offense or if they came later. Those are all things that the detectives are going to have to figure out at this point.
So the victim was just visiting this residence?
From everything I have is just he was there, and that's when the offense happened. After he was robbed, he fled the area and contacted police, and so he would let us back to the residence there.
How sure were you guys that there were people inside when you set up here?
They were sure. The officer had observations of people inside the residence. And again, I'd like to thank not only the Bakersfield Police Department SWAT team for the job that they did today, but the Kern County Sheriff's Department also provided some assistance in their SWAT team as well. So we're very thankful for them.
And are families allowed back to their homes?
Yeah, there was about 5 families that were displaced today, and they have all been returned to their homes.
And how about road closures? Are there any more?
Well, as soon as we clear up here, I'm expecting to open up all of the roadways here in just a few minutes.
And also, sorry, really quickly, so the owner of the house, they're unknown?
I don't know the owner of the house.
Like they never came during any...
All I know is there was 4 occupants that were surrendered today during this standoff. And that's all I have.
And sorry, one more question.
Sure.
Were any firearms found there in the house?
We just started the search for right now. At this point, I don't have any of that, no.
So the 2 victims, were either of them armed as far as you
We
know?
only have 1 victim.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the victim. The 2 suspects. My bad. Were the 2 suspects armed?
Yes, one had a firearm. That's correct. Good. Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Long wait has ended.
Gracias, sir.
Thanks. Okay. So do you need my card, or are you able to hand it from here? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I have a laptop with me, and it said I'm going live
Okay.
at 11.
Okay.
So I don't know if we should go back and come back or just stay here.
We might as well go back. I mean, I'll just come out and set up so the live shot will be ready to go.
And then there was one final.
So you basically just have to just worry about that.